Welcome to Startup Confidential, what industry insiders will never tell you that you need to know if you're building a consumer brand. With your host, best-selling author of Ramping Your Brand, Dr. James Richardson. Let's do this.
Welcome to episode 153. Ever wonder why there seem to be only two classes of early-stage food startups? First, there is the barely growing artisan food company that persists due to net profitability and an extremely high price. Now, 90% of these businesses never scale because investors, quote unquote, don't see it, or more likely, the founders prefer a stable, profitable business that they can count on for gross profits and salary. And then second, there is the fast-growing food company that bleeds cash for years until it breaks even around 100 mil or so in net sales and exits usually to PE. Ever wonder why there just don't seem to be a lot of companies in between these two extremes? If you think this is related purely to margins or the amount of seed cash the founder has, you are wildly oversimplifying the actual math that enables profitable exponential growth. It's tempting to just try to find one variable and blame it. Margin. But it's actually a complicated puzzle, which I want to briefly go through, tease you with. Here's what many miss. If you take a pure markup view of your pricing to the shelf, no matter the route to market, you can easily provide yourself with healthy gross margins. And this is what most new founders do because they're staring at their COGS and they've got to determine a list price for a distributor. If you take a pure markup view of your pricing to the shelf, you can easily provide yourself with healthy gross margins. Just calculate your landed COGS and double it. Boom! You have your list price per case and 50% gross margin. And voila! You will most likely have enough gross profits to run a lean and mean team once you can make it to the second distributor invoice on your seed money, if you do. But here's the thing. When you play the margin first SRP be whatever game with a premium product on a high COGS of, $3 or more per unit, and you follow the markups to the shelf through a distributor, which most of you are doing, right? And because that's where your ideal retailers demand your fancy product, you will wind up with shelf prices of $12 or more per package. I kid you not, folks. In most food categories, $12 per unit is not a competitive premium. Not even at Whole Foods or Sprouts, sorry. But there are exceptions. They're generally within intrinsically high-priced food categories like refrigerated prepared entrees, which are almost all multi-serve. Most brands that grow unit volume at retail consistently for years have a premium between 50% and 200% of the category-wide average retail price per unit. Once upon a farm is about 100% premium, whereas Rayo's still is about 200%. Just to give you some examples. Now, if you could actually sell a great product at $12 quickly, this would all be wonderful. But here's the problem. You almost certainly will not in food. Not without Dr. Squatch level marketing and brilliant market timing and COVID lockdowns and millions of kids on YouTube all day long. Okay? But what if the ideal competitive premium price in your category is more like $6 instead of $12? How do you get to it with the traditional markups to the shelf without slashing your margins? This, folks, is the basic math challenge for those who want to ride the ramp with strategic pricing, not whatever pricing. Most of you will not be able to scale with Dr. Squatch or even Rayo's price premiums. I'm sorry. So what do? First, you need to accept that the two independent variables you must select if you want to be strategically priced, are A, a competitively minimum premium price, and B, a preferred gross margin off your list price. This leaves your COGS and your markup chain or route to market as the variables you can alter and play with. So using the example above, if you want a business with 45% gross margin off your list pricing and you want to get close to $6 per unit at the shelf, what do? Well, with that route to market and margin assumption, every combination of preferred gross margin and desired shelf price creates a multiple off of your COGS. Now, in the case that I'm using, the multiple is 4, or a 300% markup off of your COGS per unit. That's what your shelf price will be in a third-party distributed route to market with a 45% gross margin. So, for every dollar you raise or lower your COGS in this set of assumptions, there's roughly a $4 change on your shelf price at, say, a Safeway or a Whole Foods. This is why every 10 pennies of COGS matters far more than every 10 basis points of gross margin. It's crazy, I know, but that multiple, 4, is for a healthy gross margin business with strategic pricing designed to capture as much trial as possible while still commanding a premium of some kind. So this means we need a landed unit COGS, cost of goods sold, of $1.48. Not what you probably have, which is something like $3.25 with a small run business. A business with this unit level COGS, $3.25, requires a total design overhaul of its formulation to hit the kind of prices that scale fast in third-party distributed grocery retail, which a lot of you are going to be doing. One logical response to this horrifying math is retail, and then to go hug D2C or e-com channels, where performance marketing can still do what Dr. Squatch did for its artisan price soap. I mean, maybe if you're really clever and an amazing entertainer. Another dangerous response to this math is to raise tons of money, or try to fund your losses for years like Once Upon a Farm did. I wouldn't advise this plan to anyone because that kind of money is not flowing anyways right now to tiny phase 1 and phase 2 brands, and it ain't definitely going to newbie entrepreneurs in food. Sorry. The 2010s are over. If you want to grow fast, the puzzle is complicated and not for the average dorm room crowd. Think harder than ever before you launch. And give yourself much better odds of riding the ramp. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the subscribe button. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Oh, wait, where is it? To see new episodes and my other founder tips content that's coming out almost weekly now on my YouTube channel. Be safe out there in Founderland.
Thanks for listening. Remember, Dr. Richardson has loads of resources for founders at premiumgrowthsolutions.com.